What is up, YouTube? Happy Friday. Well, got Project Max, and looks like he's met a new friend. This is Project X. I think we're going to stick with Project X for a little while until I come up with a proper name for it. So, yep, I did it. I bought a Baja. Damn it. No, seriously. Facebook Marketplace for 5th scale stuff. It's like eBay, only worse. Yeah. There's some good deals to be had. There's some scammers out there. Luckily, I made a pretty good transaction with another gentleman on there. Complete stand-up dude. Commend him for that. I picked it up for $350, $450 shipped from his location. This is a Rovan clone of the HPI Baja 5T. Not the SC, not the B, but the T. This is what it is. This is an older model. So I got all kinds of things coming across my phone tonight. Anyway, clone of the HPI Baja 5T. $450 shipped to my door. Took 2 days to get here, which was completely awesome. Came with all the parts that it originally came with to the original owner. Manual, everything. He threw every bit of it in. Hell, it even had gas in the tank, which I wouldn't have done that, but regardless of that, appreciate it. So, this is an older model. It came with the, this is the Rovan 26cc engine. Looks like it's a 4-bolt. Took a little bit of a glance at it tonight. It looks like it's a 4-bolt. Come with a tune pipe, which is awesome. Everything else is in perfect working order. The gentleman I bought it from claims that it's only had 3 tanks run through it. I don't know if he properly broke the motor in. I don't know. It runs really, really good. It was dirty as hell, but, I mean, it's been driven, so what do I expect? But I spent some time cleaning it up. Probably not the method I would normally use, but it looked like it had been dropped in a mud puddle and not cleaned up afterwards. So it was really, really dirty. But it's much, much better now. The body's in pretty good shape. I would say it's in 85. If I was rating it out of a scale of 1 to 100, I'd give it an 85. 85, 90. Well, maybe 93. It's got a little bit of a crack right here. Other than that, it's alright. It's got the clones of the Hostile MTXs. Let's see what else. Everything else is in pretty good working order. Suspension's really, really in good shape. I've already got it bound to my transmitter. I've got one of those Flysky IT4 S's, I believe. Yeah, IT4S. I've got a video of it. I'll link to the video of my review of this and what I think of it. It's a very, very good transmitter. For the money, you cannot beat the features. Flipping hands down, you cannot beat them. Look up the video. I'll link it in the description below. It's going to need some upgrades. There are some parts that just flat I'm not impressed with too much. I mean, the steering setup is iffy at best. You know, steering is a suggestion. You know, with this thing, it's not necessarily a you point it and you tell it where to go. It's a suggestion. So, you know, it's going to take me a little bit of time to learn how to drive this thing, which will make me better at driving this. Okay. But that being said, the overall condition of this thing is outstanding. I am thoroughly pleased with it. Facebook Marketplace, you know, the fifth scale groups, you know, if you're a member of one, if you're not a member of one, I suggest you become one. You know, there's a ton of fifth scale groups on Facebook. Yeah, it's awesome. So, you know, what do I plan on doing with this? I'm not really sure yet. I do have plans for a cage, probably the Kraken or the Team Chase cage. Lean more towards Kraken because I'm kind of wanting to go the scale look a little bit. You know, I love the way that looks. If I can get the Kraken cage and get a wrap identical to that on this, that would be sick. So I've contacted John at Joker Designs to see if he can cut one for the Kraken TSK. I think it's the B cage. So we'll see. But you know, it's real. I thought it was a sweet find and a good deal. I originally was going to buy one off a young gentleman, and didn't quite turn out as favorable as I had hoped. Couldn't get him to. He was not very forthcoming on shipping it. Started to get a little bit of weird vibes from it, so I kind of backed out of that deal and found Project X here, and we're gonna roll with it for you know my Baja stuff. So anyway, I contacted Dan at OBR, and of course Max has the G340 RC reed case, 9.4 horse. This is going to get the G320 RC, the reed case. It's 9.1 horse. This thing is pretty damn snappy. Pretty salty. Really salty. Oh, excuse my dogs. That's Bo. He thinks he's a protective little turd. Anyway, so this is gonna get the G320. It's the 31.8 cc OBR engine. Probably gonna go with the Victory RC big bore pipe for this, and you know, probably a different set of tires. I think these contribute to a little bit of the bogginess, you know, unless you got a salty engine like what's in Max. Turning these, you're gonna bog off the line. Yeah, it has a pretty decent time turning it, or turning the tires and wheels and whatnot, but it bogs like crazy. Now, granted, it could be that it's got a 6,000 RPM clutch, which I'm guessing it probably does. You put an 8,000 RPM clutch like what's in Max here, in this, it's a completely different animal. Your torque's there. You know, it's kind of like a torque converter in a automatic tranny. You know, how much power do you want to put down? Do you want it to completely lock up and just roast the tires when you're taking off, or do you want to absorb a little of the shock? So honestly, I want freaking torque. So, yeah, okay, you guys with the big bore comments, I can hear them now. Well, this isn't as, you really want to see power, put a big bore in it. I get it. But not everybody has, you know, 12, 13, 1400 on the low end to drop on a power plant for one of these things. I've spent when this was new probably closer to $1,000 on the pipe and engine, carb, all that stuff. But you can buy them for less now. Granted, I'll still spend probably closer to $600 on a new power plant for this. Clutch, carb, velocity stack, filtration, all that stuff. So, it is what it is. Once you start upping the power, then you're gonna have to start fixing the weak links, the things that are gonna break, because you added so much of an increase in power. Your spur gear. Do I leave it metal? Do I leave it plastic? My guess is, honestly, I would rather have a solid drivetrain and not worry about a spur gear stripping out, because that's a complete, that's a downer. I would rather carry a set of drive pins and break those off than I would a spur gear. So I'm probably going to go with a solid, a black bone spur gear on this. Probably a different, like I said, different set of meats for this. A little smaller in diameter, which will equate to a little bit more torque to the ground. So we'll see on that. What else? Trying to think. Radio system. I'm trying to find another receiver. Of course, this thing doesn't have a kill start on, a kill switch on it. Killer RC is the only one I'm going to use. So it's a little sketchy driving this thing. I don't trust it. Until I get a kill switch for it, I'm probably not going to drive it much. So, yeah. What the hell? My dog barking at? Good God. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on with this. It's going to be a good project. As soon as I drove this, I had to bring Max out to just kind of see how much of a difference there is between a stock 26cc and a fully ported, race motor. And the difference is just like a stock engine and a fully built race engine in a full-scale car. There is no difference. I mean, let me rephrase that. There is a huge difference. The difference is kind of indescribable. So, anyway, that's it. Well, everybody have a blessed weekend, and we will catch you later. Peace.